Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the March 2022 general reading for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture of everything that's going on. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my channel. That helps me really greatly. And also you'll be notified in the future when I post new Aquarius videos, and I typically post a couple a month. But that being said, let's go ahead and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up, coming to a close for you, so kind of last few weeks or last month. Column number 2, we're going to do just a general look at March. In column number 3, we're going to take a look at money. Column number 4, we're going to take a look at love. And in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from your future self or spirit guide. We're also going to do a crystal of the month, a healing note, and 3 yes or no questions. But let's jump in here. We're going to pull a summary card. We have the card Unity. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you have been feeling connected to a certain person these last few weeks or month. There's just some things that have been unifying in your life. But again, feels very directed to one person. But let's pull some cards and see what messages we've got going on. The first card at the top there is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regrets, grief. This could be feeling abandoned or feeling unloved as well. You look at this person, they're dressed in all black, their head is hanging low, and these 3 cups here are spilt, and they're almost grieving these spilt cups. I do feel like some of you could have actually lost somebody recently. I'm very sorry for those of you that have. This could also be like an end of a friendship or relationship for some of you too. But definitely some lower feelings that have happened in the last few weeks or month. The next card we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active. It indicates a new project or a new creative idea. And then we also have the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an Ace card, this is a card of newness. In the case of Ace of Swords, it is also a new idea, some sort of new mental clarity. This can also be a card of surgery. So you could have had a surgery recently, or there could have been a complication in surgery, and maybe that perhaps is how that person passed as well. The Ace of Swords is very much so a surgery card, but let's clarify and see here what we've got going on. The wand energy is coming through really strong. If you look at all 3 of these cards here, they all have wands on them. Wands are fire signs, and very much so attached to creativity. But in the first clarifying card, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very bold person. They're leadership-like, very powerful, very charming, very courageous. Likely this is the person who passed away or the relationship ended. These are characteristics that that person possessed. It could be like a parent or grandparent, or possibly even like a former boss. And again, it could be relationship ending or somebody passing away, but likely they have those characteristics. The next card we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting for results, having to make a choice. Sometimes it means travel, so some of you could have traveled, but you see the world here, and this is like saying that you have the world in your hands. And this is on top of the Page of Wands, which is again that new project or creative idea. So you could have been waiting for this idea to come to fruition, but it seems like it's very big and very meaningful because, again, we kind of have the world in our hands in that scenario. And then the next card we have is the Fool. The Fool is also a card of fresh hope, taking chances, going on a new path or new adventure. It indicates new beginnings. I feel like this new thing that's been coming up with this Page of Wands and Ace of Swords is big, and it could be really, really wonderful. All of these cards keep saying new, 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 new. This new thing is a big deal. Like, again, you have the world in your hands here with it. So definitely pursue whatever this new thing is that's coming in, Aquarius. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just kind of general what's happening in March. We have the card potential. I can tell you with 100% confidence that that potential card is tied to this new thing. This is just a validation of how big and wonderful and successful. There's so much potential around this new thing. But let's pull some cards to clarify and see. Definitely financial potential for whatever this new thing is as well, Aquarius. What this is saying is like, maybe this is a new business idea. I would absolutely go for it. This is saying there's so much potential in this new thing. We have the King of Pentacles to start with here. The King of Pentacles is very solid, very practical. It's a card of wise investment as well. Again, if this is like a business that you want to open, this is like saying to invest in the business. The next card that we have is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a great card, especially when we're talking about money. The Nine of Pentacles is luxury, self-sufficiency. It's a card of financial gain. It's also a card of solo pleasures, which sounds kind of weird, but I do think that like you'll be doing this on your own, Aquarius. I don't know that you'll be seeking out much support from other people on whatever this new thing is. Then we have the Queen of Cups. This is very much so a leader card. I do think that this, again, will be you leading yourself through this new item or new idea or project or business, whatever it may be, Aquarius. But this is very much so a card of tolerance too. So if you ever end up in a situation, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but like if things don't work out exactly the way you hope, make sure that you're being tolerant as you pursue this idea as well. One other thing with the Queen of Cups, if you look at the cup on this card, it's very unique. It's really not at all a cup. It's more like a trophy. So this is, again, is validating how grand and how amazing this is. It's like trophy worthy, if you will, Aquarius. Let's clarify this though and see what other information I can give you. First things first, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is kind of like the Prince or Princess Charming. It's the knight in shining armor type vibe. It's very romantic, very proposal-like. In the case of it being, I don't know that this is a person. I suppose it could be. Some of you could be getting proposed to, but I really think that this is still tied to this new idea of yours, Aquarius. But this is like just saying again how grand and how meaningful this proposal is, this new idea. The next card we have is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card of balance, harmony, patience, self-control. If you look, we're kind of pouring the water between two cups here, finding a fine balance. I think that first and foremost, this new idea will give you some sort of balance or harmony or even fulfillment that you haven't had before, Aquarius. But this is like, make sure that you're staying wise, you're making good decisions. The Temperance card is very much so a self card as well as the Knight of Pentacles. So again, I don't know that you'll be seeking help or getting help from anybody else on this. And then look at the bottom here. Those of you that watch my readings, you know how excited I get when this happens, when we have two of the same card together. This is like the world saying, I said what I said. So again, make sure you're supporting yourself, you're being tolerant as things come up, and again, this is trophy worthy. Okay, let's move into our next column, which is in regards to money. So this could be your job, career, finances, investments, businesses you run, really anything related to money. The first card we have is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card of having lots of different choices. If you look at this card, there's something different in all of those 7 cups. I think you have a lot of options. This message is coming through. Like some of you could be like you keep switching jobs because there's new opportunities, different paths you can go. You just have a lot of options, Aquarius. The Seven of Cups is also a card sometimes of having commitment issues. Again, for those of you switching jobs, maybe you're not ready to commit to a certain company. But with this card, make sure that you are putting, I don't want to say putting all of your eggs in one basket, because we never probably want to do that, but make sure you're committing to the things that you're doing. This is just an example, Aquarius, but like don't invest in a stock and then like 5 minutes later pull it out. Make sure that what you're doing, you are committed to doing. The next card we have is the Ace of Cups. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. In this case, it typically means new baby, new relationship, new proposal, new marriage. Some of you could be finding out that you're pregnant or possibly going on maternity leave from your job. But this could just mean new opportunities as well. Think of like new coworker relationships, new relationships with your boss. Business proposal has come up, so this could be a new business proposal as well. Then we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of teamwork, commerce, expansion. I do feel like your workload will be expanding or your business will be expanding. And this new idea didn't feel very partnership-like, but this is saying to leverage your relationships in the working front. But let's clarify this column and see what other messages I can give you. We have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is giving or receiving help. That's going to tie to that card I was just talking about, where we will be relying on others. You may help, then somebody will help you. Again, make sure that you commit. Like if you tell somebody that you're going to help them, Aquarius, make sure you follow through with that. The next card we have is the Death card. This card doesn't at all mean death, but it does indicate a big change, time to move on, rebirth or possibly birth, some transformation. Some of you could be leaving your job for this new business idea. Again, some of you could be going on maternity leave, so you're really starting that new chapter in life. Or it could be a new business proposal. It could be a new job offer that will be quite transforming and really taking you on a new path to a new place. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is always a great card to have in our money column. The Ten of Pentacles is about leaving a legacy, retirement, inheritance. Some of you could be retiring. Some of you could be getting an inheritance. In some cases, this is just a confirmation that you're doing the right thing. Again, I feel like some of you, the business will be expanding. This is a good indicator that money will come from that. It's a good long-term money card. Now let's move into our next column, which is all about love. So think family, friends, relationships, children, anything associated with love. The first card we have is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very hard-working. It does indicate new love oftentimes. So for some of you, you could be entering into a new relationship. Again, very much so a card of new love. It could be new friendship as well. We have the Page of Pentacles. This is a very patient person. Oftentimes this does indicate new job or new money or some sort of money news. Again, I do think for some of you, these are kind of side by side here. Again, we're in the relationship column, but there definitely could be a new business opportunity for you. Also, this could be like a new business opportunity for your spouse. Maybe you're moving in together, so you're going from one income to two incomes. Maybe your partner is getting promoted. Then at the bottom here, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is an interesting card. You see these cups are stacked really nicely here, and yet this person is still moving away from it. I do think some of you could be leaving a relationship. And it's not necessarily a bad relationship. We're just moving on to something new. This is a card of kind of withdrawing, retreating. Anytime we have a face in the Sun card, we do want to make sure that we're trusting our intuition as well. So keep that in mind, Aquarius. So let's clarify this row and see what information I can give you. We have the Ace of Pentacles to start with. Again, anytime we have an Ace card, it is a card of newness. I think we've had all of the Ace cards now. We've had lots and lots of them in this reading. But this does indicate new job, raise, promotion, investment, some sort of new income. That seems to be coming up a lot for you. The Page of Cups is a card of new love, so maybe you will be entering into a new partnership where you're moving in with somebody. There does seem to be money associated with the other person, whether you're in a current relationship or possibly going into a new relationship. The next card we have is the Chariot card. This is a card of change, action, journey. It's the vroom vroom card. It means that things are moving. Definitely there's some financial movement regarding your relationship. I can't quite pinpoint that, but hopefully that's resonating for you, Aquarius, or at least most of you. Then we have the Lovers card at the bottom. The Lovers card is obviously a great card to have in the love column. It's a card of partnership, deep love, strength together. But with 2 here can also be making a choice. So some of you, again, could be making a choice to move on. If you're in an existing relationship, though, I would say that this is a good sign, and it sounds like your partner's got some good things going on regards to their financial situation. So that's exciting for them as well. Now let's move into our 5th and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide. We have the card Perception. So with perception, I'm just getting that you're going to be gaining a new perception in the month of March. But let's read through and see what cards we get or what messages I can give you. This may be kind of like caution of how you perceive things too. Like, don't make a judgment call until you know all of the facts, Aquarius. The first card that we have, though, is the Devil card. This is a card of addiction, greed, envy, materialism, obsession. I do feel like, again, jumping to conclusions, make sure that you have all the details before you perceive something a certain way. Obsession is kind of sticking out too, like overthinking or over-processing something won't be good for you, especially if you don't know all of the details. The next card we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is very traditional, very conventional. It's a card of conformity and expectations. I'm getting that some of you are going to feel like something didn't meet your expectations, but again, maybe you just don't have the full picture yet, Aquarius. Then at the bottom we have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is a card of speed, action, quick change. It's also news coming in. News coming in is really what's sticking out for me here, Aquarius. I think you're going to find out something, but again, you're not going to have the full picture of something. So initially, you won't think it's meeting your expectations. You may kind of be overthinking it. But be careful how you perceive the information that's coming your way. Let's clarify. At the top here, we have the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups is a partnership card. It is a card of love, proposal, marriage as well. Some of you could be like obsessing over wanting to get engaged or wanting to get married or find a new relationship. Again, don't get caught in this cycle. Don't over-focus on it, hyper-focus on it, or be overthinking it. We do have another new love card here with the Page of Cups. So for some of you, this does feel tied to a relationship. Maybe you are dating a person and you heard something about them and maybe it's not fully true. Make sure you have the full story and make sure you're correctly perceiving things. But again, Page of Cups, this is oftentimes a card of new love. So that holds true. Maybe this new love interest isn't meeting your expectations, but maybe again, you don't have the full story. Then at the bottom we have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is a card of self-defense or kind of having to protect yourself against competition. Again, this does feel love-related, but I'm not sure that you're getting the full story here, so just be cautious of that, Aquarius. Now at this time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quickly. But for question number 1, we have the 4 of Diamonds. This is number 27 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the 2 of Spades. This is number 34 card. That's also a yes for you. And then for question number 3, we have the 10 of Spades. This is number 30 card. That's going to be a no. So we have yes, yes, no, Aquarius. We're going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck. This is going to be a crystal for you to carry throughout the month of March that will support you. Keep it in your pocket, put it on your desk at work, put it on your nightstand. The crystal you have is heliotrope. This is a really good card for protection. It helps fend off kind of spiritual and emotional attacks and assaults. It also helps you set clear boundaries, which is always good. And then last but not least, we're going to do a card from our healing notes deck because we can always use more healing. Your note says, you are filled with love. You are, sorry Aquarius, you are filled with healing love. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, if you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you will be notified when I post future videos. Also, if you feel inclined to do so, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Aquarius, and have a wonderful March.